Hi, and welcome back to Mom of Four Boys. I'm Tommy, and here with me is my oldest son, Tommy. And tonight we're making roast beef sandwiches in the pressure cooker. So we're going to season up our bottom roast with all the seasonings. So let me see what seasoning you're using here. It looks like, okay, it's the blend. It's salt, pepper, and garlic. And we'll add some more of that on, and he'll rub it in and with the other seasonings. And then we'll sear this meat up real good and get it in the pressure cooker. And that is some ground paprika.
It's hard doing it with my left hand.
And next we've got
That's the wrong one.
Next we've got garlic powder. It's hard to do with one hand for sure. He's seasoning all the meat. Gonna rub it in.
One more. Salt.
Regular salt. Okay. It's okay. The salt doesn't hurt the meat. Okay, just rub it in.
Comes out so fast.
It's a big piece of meat, so salt will help it.
You put butter in it.
We're gonna put some butter in our pan.
Smells good.
Mm-hmm. Sure does.
Oh, it's not. I fluff it.
Get your pan good and hot for searing. Okay, go ahead. We're going to start searing the meat now. We're going to put some diced garlic in there.
You got tongs.
The big tongs in the drawer right there, honey. Nice. Beautiful. You have to sear this on all the sides. Doesn't take very long. Okay, we're back, and we're going to add some beef broth to our pressure cooker to coat the bottom, and then we'll put our meat in. Okay. And then we'll add the rest of that. Okay. Now we'll get our lid on. And we will. Okay, now we're going to cook this under pressure for 60 minutes. Then we'll let it naturally depressurize for a little while, and we should be ready. There we go. Okay, we're sauteing onions. Tell us about it.
We're sauteing onions in the same pan that we seared the meat in with the butter, and I added a little bit of minced garlic and black pepper to it, and we're waiting for them to caramelize to go on top of the fancy bread and the meat.
So now we're going to make some gravy. Tommy, tell them what you're making here.
I added a little bit more butter. You can judge it, I don't know how much. And then I added more black pepper. And it's all in the same pan. You cook the onions and sear the beef in. And then you make a roux with some flour. I don't know any exact measurements. Just eyeball it. But add it slowly so you make sure you don't add too much. Yeah, that's probably good. And then you stir it until it gets thick and like brownish. And if it's too thick, just add more butter, and if it's too thin, then if it's too thin, just add more flour. Just a tad bit more flour. You want it like mac and cheese, kinda, but without cheese. Oh, that's way too much. Okay, and maybe a little bit more butter. Well, man. Oh, and it's on medium-low heat. You don't want to burn the flour and butter and everything. Now it should be good. Just thinning up again. Then there were a few onions left in mine. Just a little bit more texture. It's like pretty thick, but I'm gonna add. I think this is good. Brown. It's like mac and cheese, kind of how it doesn't like run back. And like separate it. Maybe a little bit more butter, the tiniest bit. Now it's good. I'm not adding anything else. Okay. I want to stir that in, then you get beef broth. I already seasoned it. You already seasoned the meat, and some of the meat came off. And I put a little bit more salt on the caramelized onions. So this should all be seasoned. And then you add, well, it depends on however much gravy you want to make. Just add some beef broth.
You can always add more later as you go. If you have not enough liquid, you can add more.
And you want to simmer that for a little bit until it incorporates.
Fantastic. We'll see you soon.
So the gravy's all thickened up, and it's going to be like dipping. So I added a lot more beef broth than I started off with because it was still too thick. You want like, depends on how you like it, but I'm dipping it, so it's like pretty thick. Then I added more salt, and then I just let it simmer down. Then we're gonna sear the bread right before we're ready. And that's it. So then we toast the bread so it's crispy and doesn't soak in all the juice from the meat.
I am trying the sandwich my brother made, and I'm having it with a cola.
It's roast beef,
sandwich,
provolone cheese,
and toasted bread on butter. No.
and he's going to dip it in the gravy that Tommy made. Give it a try. Let's see what you think. It's a big sandwich.
This is meaty, cheesy, bready, gravy, and super tender. And I can taste the onions and the seasoning. And this is a 10 out of 10. Would buy again, try again. I mean, like and subscribe. And I'll see you later. Bye.